What's up, everyone? We've got breaking news that's shaking the internet. TikTok might be banned in the USA.
Simple, simple, simple minds. I guess we'll take it one by one, baby, one by one. Just different, different, different kinds. We'll try to take it one by one, baby, one by one.
I know, crazy, right? But before you spiral into a For You page less abyss, let's break down what's actually going on, why it's happening, and what it means for creators and users like you. So, the US government is seriously considering a nationwide TikTok ban. Why? According to the US government, they're citing national security concerns, mainly around data privacy and the app's connection to its parent company named ByteDance. Basically, they're worried about your data ending up in the wrong hands. Now, this is huge for creators. Imagine losing your entire audience, your income, your creative outlet overnight. Many TikTokers rely on the platform for their livelihood, and this ban could be devastating. We're talking about lost income, platform migration, and creative limitations. First, let's go to lost income. Lost income means if TikTok is banned, there will be no more brand deals, no more sponsorships, or creator fund payouts. For the platform migration, the users or the creators of TikTok will scramble to rebuild on other apps, potentially from scratch, and they will start from scratch. Even if they have, for example, like 10,000 or 100,000 followers on TikTok, since TikTok will be banned in the US, so these creators or users will go to other apps and will start from the beginning with maybe zero followers or a few followers the least. And the third, creative limitations, which means the users or creators will have to adjust to different formats and algorithms on the new platforms. Because for example, if for me, if I am only on TikTok and I have 100,000 followers or 300,000 followers, and then I'm already used to the platform, the policies, the rules and regulations of TikTok, and suddenly it will be banned. So I have to also adjust if I want to go to another platform like Instagram, Facebook, and others. I have to adjust as well to the new policies, rules, and regulations. But it's not just the creators, regular users like us will feel the impact too. Think about it. If TikTok will really be banned in the US, there will be no more entertainment, meaning say goodbye to those endless hours of funny videos, dance trends, and cooking hacks. Loss of community. Many people have found friends and communities on TikTok. Where will they go now? And missed opportunities. TikTok has become a launch pad for careers and businesses. That path might be closed off. Okay, before we all panic, it's not a done deal yet. Yes, that's a relief. TikTok is fighting back with legal challenges, and there's still a chance that they could survive this. But to be sure, it's smart to be prepared. Some creators, for them to be prepared, they're already diversifying. They're already posting on Instagram Reels, YouTube Shorts, and other platforms. As users, we might need to explore new apps and find new ways to connect and be entertained. I'd like to read three recent articles from reputable sources that analyze the legal and social implications of the potential TikTok ban in the USA. The first article that I will read is from Al Jazeera. The title of the article states TikTok planning complete US shutdown as deadline looms, reports say. Popular video sharing platform preparing to go fully dark in the US from Sunday. So it's so soon. TikTok is planning to go fully dark in the United States if an expected ban takes effect on Sunday, media outlets have reported. The popular video sharing platform is preparing to completely shut down operations instead of continuing the service for existing users. The Information and the Reuters news agency reported on Wednesday, citing people familiar with the matter. Under the scheduled ban, existing users would be legally able to continue using TikTok, but the app would become unusable over time, as app stores and internet hosting services would be prohibited from providing updates, meaning you can still use TikTok, but it will not have the same good quality like before. Barring a last minute reprieve, TikTok users will encounter a message redirecting them to a statement about the ban and options for downloading their personal data, the reports said. TikTok did not immediately respond to this specific article that I'm reading right now from Al Jazeera because Al Jazeera is requesting TikTok for some comment for this article. Outgoing US President Joe Biden signed the related Protecting Americans from Foreign Adversary Controlled Applications Act in April, granting Chinese parent company ByteDance 270 days to sell the platform or see it banned. So, ByteDance, who owns TikTok, is pressured to sell the platform to a US company or else they will be banned. Biden signed the bill amid bipartisan concerns that the platform could be used to hoover up Americans' personal data and manipulate the public discourse. The Washington Post reported on Wednesday that President elect Donald Trump was considering issuing an executive order to suspend the ban for 60 to 90 days in order to buy time to negotiate a sale or an alternative arrangement. Trump, who is set to be inaugurated on Monday, pledged to save the platform during his re election campaign, despite seeking to ban the app himself during his first term in office. So it means the new incoming president of United States is trying to give TikTok a chance. The reports come as the US Supreme Court is considering the constitutionality of the ban. The nine-member court appears inclined towards upholding the law after a majority of justices last week expressed skepticism about TikTok's argument that the ban violates Americans' free speech rights. So, what's your comment on this article? What do you think? So, let's now go to the second article. So, before I forget, the first article was written last January 16, 2025. So, it's very recent. This second article was written last January 15, 2025 by Andrew Chow. And it is located in the Time article. So the title of this article that I'm going to read, the second one, is Will You Still Be Able to Use TikTok if it's banned? Here's what you need to know. The TikTok ban is swiftly approaching on January 19, but there's plenty of uncertainty about what will actually happen to the app on that day. Time talked to experts who contend that regardless of what actually happens on Sunday, the TikTok user experience is likely to drastically degrade in the weeks to come. So it's the same in the first article, if you remember, you can the if you're in US, or if you are US user, you can still use TikTok, but the quality will degrade by time. So will the question is, will users be able to access TikTok? It says here in the article that there's a strong possibility that TikTok will shut down completely. During a Supreme Court hearing last week, a lawyer for TikTok said that the app will go dark if the court didn't pause the ban. On Wednesday, Reuters reported that TikTok is preparing to shut its app on Sunday, that anyone who tries to log onto the app will be directed to a message alerting them to the ban and prompting them to download their data if they wish to do so. So it's similar to the first article, if you remember. Users in India, which banned TikTok in 2020, are met with a similar message. So, a full website block would go above and beyond what the law mandates, which prohibits app stores and third-party service providers from hosting the app and its related data. Let's say ByteDance, the Chinese companies that owns TikTok, simply adhered to that set of rules. So on Sunday, new users would be cut off from downloading the app. Those with TikTok already on their phone, however, would still have access to the app and not risk any legal penalties for logging on. But TikTok would no longer be able to update the software. So all of us know, most especially those who are on social media, that time by time the apps usually update themselves to be able to give good quality and smoothness in using the app, right? But since this is happening, so TikTok will not be anymore giving updates to the US users. Is using VPN an option? Many TikTok users may attempt to use a VPN. VPN is Virtual Private Network, or order to access the app. VPNs encrypt location data, allowing users to make it look like they're somewhere else in the world. So after X, formerly Twitter, was banned in Brazil, demand for VPNs on the time skyrocketed despite the government threatening users with a $9,000 a day fine for using such workarounds. So maybe if this will really happen in US, if TikTok will really be banned in US, there's also a possibility, yes, that people might be using VPN to be able to access TikTok and to continue using it smoothly and regularly. Kate Ruan, director of the Free Expression Project at the Center for Democracy and Technology, says that VPNs would allow users to access TikTok legally. So it means the VPN will be like a savior for all TikTok users in the US. But Ruan predicts that the experience will quickly worsen for those users, especially because TikTok files won't be allowed to be hosted within the US. There will be a distance, meaning there will be a distance that data has to travel, which may degrade the service since video is in particular is highly dependent into high fidelity broadband internet access, she says. Bruce Randall Donald, a computer science and math professor at Duke University, adds that VPNs may not work very well on smartphones, the very medium that TikTok is designed for. So it was a relief a while ago, and now they degrade our relief. They're not going to work very well on appliances like an iPhone, iPad, or Android, which don't have the full strength of a VPN security, he says. The experience is likely to be more glitch-free on a laptop or desktop. But if you've ever used TikTok on a laptop or desktop, it's not a very satisfying experience either. Yes, because as we all know, most users use a mobile phone while they're using or enjoying TikTok. Will the US government intervene? Some members of the government have been trying to save TikTok from its imminent demise demise. On Wednesday, a group of legislators led by Massachusetts Senator Ed Markey introduced the Extend the TikTok Deadline Act, aiming to pause the ban for 270 days. But the original ban was passed with wide bipartisan support, and it is unlikely that this new bill will make it through both chambers in time. President elect Donald Trump is also interested in pausing the ban. Well, that's good. Arguing that he should have time as president to pursue a political resolution of the issue. Once he becomes president, he could temporarily pause the law if ByteDance, which is the parent company that owns TikTok, has started the process to sell TikTok. But ByteDance has repeatedly stated that the app is not for sale. Because remember, if you are in social media or even in YouTube, you have seen some articles or news that TikTok might be sold to Mr. Beast, the famous YouTube vlogger, and I mean sorry, the famous YouTuber, and or Mr. Elon Musk, or there's also another company that ByteDance wants to sell TikTok. But now this article is saying that ByteDance said that the app is not for sale. Trump could also order his Justice Department to refrain from enforcing the law, essentially rendering it toothless and nullifying its power. In the Supreme Court, oral arguments last week, Solicitor General Elizabeth Prelogar acknowledged that the president has the discretion to do so. But she also said that if ByteDance or third party providers continued to operate TikTok in the US, they would be violating the law, which would make them susceptible for future enforcement. Rowan voiced a similar sentiment. Even if President Trump and the incoming Attorney General say, I will not be enforcing this law, there will still be significant legal risk for the companies to which the law applies that they may not be willing to take on, she says. Because, should the decision ever change, they could be subject to significant penalties. Donald predicts that most companies who could feasibly provide TikTok services may instead choose to play it safe. If they're not in compliance for at least some period of time, there's a vulnerability there with the market cap and shareholder situation that would be actually somewhat dangerous, he says. So, while there are several loopholes for users to remain on TikTok, strong disincentives will likely lead to a steep decline in terms of platform experience. Government intervention, meanwhile, seems increasingly distant. So, unless something drastically and unexpected occurs in the next week, creators would be wise to search for a replacement platform. Remember when I said previously that it would be smart to be prepared? So you can go to other platforms to start over, or I'm sure most of you already have have tons of followers in other social media platforms. So what do you think of the second article? The second article is actually kind of related to the first article. So we'll proceed to the third article. The third article is from Fox 9 News. It was written by Heather Miller, and it was written and published on January 15, 2025. So the title of the article says, TikTok ban, how and when app will reportedly shut down for US users. TikTok is a cultural phenomenon with more than 170 million users in the US. And if it does get banned, it's not clear where TikTok's masses will go for the type of entertaining videos that popularized the short form video app. So when is TikTok shutting down in the US? According to the information, TikTok is reportedly planning to shut off its app for US users on Sunday, as what also the previous two articles are saying, the day the federal law takes effect, unless the Supreme Court stops it. So Supreme Court, if it stops the ban, then there is hope. The move is strategic, the report says, to bring home the impact of the ban to all TikTok's users. What is the TikTok ban law? Yes, what is this? The law, which passed the bipartisan support, mandates that ByteDance, which is the parent company of TikTok, sell TikTok's US operations by January 19 or face a ban. So that's so soon. So what we know so far, if the sale is not completed by the date and the Supreme Court doesn't stop it, TikTok will certainly be blocked from US app stores, and existing users will lose access to the updates and support. What we don't know, according to this article, it says the court's actions suggest that it is likely to move forward with the deadline, but we don't know for sure until the ruling is made public. The court could surprise observers and side with TikTok's parents' company. So nothing is certain yet. So we have to wait by January 19. So it says in this article also they're giving alternatives to TikTok. If TikTok is shut down, some experts think established social media platforms such as Instagram and YouTube could see the biggest influx of users. Who could buy TikTok? The backstory, according to this article, Project Liberty, led by billionaire Frank McCourt, has emerged as a potential buyer for TikTok's US assets. So aside from the rumor that Elon Musk might buy TikTok or Mr. Beast, that famous YouTuber, this billionaire, Mr. Frank McCourt, may buy TikTok. The group has secured verbal commitments for up to $20 billion to fund the purchase, although any deal would exclude TikTok's algorithm, which China regards as intellectual property. So it means anyone who buys TikTok would not have the same TikTok algorithm, because according to China, they regard the algorithm of TikTok as intellectual property. The push to sell TikTok has been ongoing since 2020, when former President Donald Trump, which is now the soon incoming president of USA, initially sought to force the sale. However, those efforts stalled, and it's now up to the Supreme Court to decide TikTok's future in the US. So that's the end of the third article. So, what do you think of the potential TikTok ban? What are your thoughts on this? Let me know in the comments. And don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit the notification bell for more updates on this developing story. Who knows what the future holds for TikTok, but we'll be here to navigate it together. Thanks for watching. I'll see you on the next one.
There's so many ways to be happy. You can do whatever you like. You don't have to be ready.